Hey Gemini, it's Natalie, and I'm going to do the Celtic Cross Tarot reading to get some more insight and information into your full moon this week. March 18th, March 20th is the full moon in Libra and the early degrees of Libra. So let's just kind of check in on the energy and see what we can expect this full moon to be about for you. First thing I do is I knock on the cards and shake any loose energy from a previous reading. And now I begin my shuffle, and I'm meditating on the question, this Libra full moon for Gemini, another air sign. What can we kind of expect for Geminis? And, for me, what's the message that I can be helpful in delivering to the Geminis? And as far as shuffling, I shuffle until either a card pops out or I feel like I'm done, whichever comes first. And even so, sometimes if a card pops out, I feel like I need a little bit more shuffling, and I just go ahead and do it. So it's more important to just feel it out. This feels like it's done. Then I go ahead and cut my deck. And now we deal up as follows. It's a 10-card spread. We do a cover and a cross, above and below, side to side. And then cards 7 through 10 in a straight line. Okay, Gemini, the last, and then the bottom card. Okay, see the 5 of coins. So this full moon can bring something to light that is not something that you want to hear, that is not something that you're hoping for. But let's see where we're going with this. So the first card I pulled, Gemini, there's something that you're feeling beholden to. There's something that's holding you back. There's something that you feel that you are restricted by, but that you can't do anything about. There's some situation, there's a person that you feel tied to in a sort of maybe even a masochistic sense of duty towards. There's something that you just feel completely stuck, like I'm here and I can't do anything about it. I got myself into the situation and I can't change it. That's the feeling, okay? However, it's being crossed by the star, which is incredibly inspirational and magical. So there's a rising star around you, or you're trying to bring that out of you. It looks like, because it's a major arcana, it's not just an inspirational type of card, it's a major arcana, the inspiration card. I feel like the universe is trying to bring you out of this. I feel like there are some forces that are around you that are trying to help you liberate yourself from whatever this is, whatever situation or person this is. Maybe you have a young person around you, a little boy, a little girl, or a young youthful person, or just someone with this nice attitude that's not really trying to get to you, but not really able to because of whatever this is. And remember, take what you can use and discard the rest. If you don't like something I'm saying, just assume that I'm wrong. Or it can mean that you're using this energy, this star card energy, to overcome this challenge, this obstacle, maybe you're going to use your inspiration to liberate yourself, and that you just need to channel this and take it, just pull it down from the cosmos and use it in your life. Okay, Gemini? Okay. This is the position this is the foundation of this situation and how you got into this position, Gemini. You're waiting for something to come to fruition. You're hoping that it gets better. I think that you're investing, you're putting into a person, into a situation, into a job, hoping for it to give you a return, hoping for it to give back to you what you've been putting into it. Okay? So that would explain this. If you feel like, oh, I can't do anything, I can't change, I've been putting so much into this. I've been putting so much into this, I can't leave now, I can't cash in my chips and walk away, I'm pot invested. This is that pot invested feeling, okay? Okay, so this card in this position, Gemini, is an influence that's, excuse me, currently fading away, or something that you even still feel. And it looks like you are recovering from something. Okay, the 4 of Swords. Well, is deep in repose. So you've been meditating, you've been recovering from an illness, you have been taking a break from the hubbub and the stresses of life, self-imposed or not self-imposed. If you did this on your own, it was you consciously stepping back and taking a break. If it was not self-imposed, then you are recovering from being sick or some other situation that's sort of forced you to sit back and think about things. And I think in this mode of repose, I think it's coming to light. It's coming to you that you're in a situation that you're actually stuck in, that you're actually, it's not like you're waiting for the fruits of your labor to come back and harvest. It's starting to feel more like bondage. And maybe that came to light in your recent meditation. Okay. And that's further supported, my dear Geminis, by this environment card. This is the bottom of the deck card is like your significator, your environment card, a clarifier, more information. So you're feeling left out, you're feeling abandoned, you're feeling really dejected and sorry for yourself and sad and lonely and really, really shut out. And I think it's leading you to enforce whatever this bondage situation is. Because you're feeling this way, it's leading you to accept some sort of imprisonment, some sort of blindness, some sort of inability to free yourself, because you just, I feel like you're not really having the internal, that bright, sunny attitude that Geminis are really blessed with giving and sharing to the rest of the world. The Geminis that I've known, this is waning for you. It's sort of in danger right now. It's sort of being compromised by whatever this situation is with the swords. Whatever you've been putting into, up leading to the full moon, that's more pain than gain. Take a look at that, and I think you have been because of this meditative card. Okay, so that's where the problem's going to be, is whatever you've been really putting into and haven't been seeing any return in health coming back to you towards. Okay, Gemini. This card in this position is the immediate future, an action you're about to take or something you can expect to happen next. I would love to see this be you, Gemini. I would love to see you transform into the Queen of Swords, where you take this bondage situation and you use your inspiration. You're inspired by someone or something, and you use it to stop giving permission to whatever is leading to this situation, the sword situation. Because the Queen of Swords, if you look, her hand is raised, and she's saying, you now have my permission to rise up off your knees. She's the queen of her domain. She comes across even as cold, cruel, aloof, super intellectual, super logical, super harsh, super harsh. But sometimes you have to be to get things done. Sometimes you have to be harsh to liberate yourself from a bad situation. And I'm hoping, I might be overreading this because I want to be really optimistic about this, but I might be overreading that you're using some sort of inspiration to break yourself free of this. That's what I'm really pushing for. So if you're a Gemini watching and this really resonates for you, that's my official tarot psychic advice to you, is to use inspiration wherever you're finding it in your life, because it is around you. It is around you. And use it to transform yourself into the Queen of Swords. Because what I see in the future, you could use this energy. You can use this energy to liberate yourself from this feeling of going without and feeling shut out and abandoned and unloved, okay? You can use that the right way. Now, interesting, very, very interesting, the position that you are currently playing, Gemini, is showing up as the King of Swords. And the King and the Queen showing up in the same reading is really kind of an interesting thing and a big deal. So I'm wondering if there's a man around you, or if you are this man, that there's some authority issue. There's some sort of authority around you, or you are being the authority, and it looks like maybe you're even trying to do this already. Maybe you are already taking this inspiration and trying to change this bondage situation. Maybe that's already started, because I definitely, and this could even be another person. So if it's another person around you, you can take a look and see if there's someone that's sort of, that you're getting this energy from. Maybe this person is the one inspiring you. Maybe it's you yourself trying to make some good changes in your life, but I feel like you've been investing so much that maybe the king can't really see clearly. He's usually the king that can cut through the fog, that can cut through something like this. So maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe you're actually cutting through the blindfold and getting inspiration from the star and turning it into the Queen of Swords. Maybe you're already plotting your escape, or your out, so to speak. This card is how other people see you, Gemini, and other people see you as either getting away with something, or they see you as using your strategy and having common sense and just being smart with your strategy. Okay, so if you're in this situation, if there's something going on here, then you have to read this in the context of your life. So whatever it is that they could possibly be seeing that you are getting away with, but it doesn't really matter how they see you, but it's just for more information. Okay? Okay, Gemini, this card in this position is your hope or fear, and I think this is your hope. I think you really do want to move away from whatever is holding you back. I think this time in repose and meditation has led you to get your strategy together and use some inspiration to break free and become more of the Queen of Swords. Because if you can tell, they're moving away from these troubled waters into clear waters where there's no ripples. And I think that's your hope. And maybe even your fear as well, because maybe you were putting into this. This was something that you were walking into willingly and that you were trying to make a success. So maybe it is sort of a fear to walk away from it. But if it's not good for you, it's not good for you. And you need to learn to love what is good for you, Gemini, because you don't want that. You're already feeling super, super, unhappy with whatever this is. Okay. Now we have I went out of order a little bit. Okay, so this card is your future environment card. Gemini, whatever this full moon brings, it's going to be part of karma. It's going to be part of fate and destiny, and it's going to be something that is impersonal, that you have coming, that you put in with your karma points, and you're getting back what you put in, and it's sort of like an equal balancing of your karma. So whether that's bringing you up to the top or bringing you back to the bottom, or wherever it's taking you, it's a situation that you created and that you're using your karma for. So maybe there's something that between two people, and you're balancing karma, and it can be all put to rest after this full moon. But that's kind of the feel that I get for that. Okay, the end result card, the card that you get, what you receive out of all of this. I'm sorry, Gemini. I'm sorry, you have the card of completely uncontrollable chaos. The silver lining with this card, the Tower card, is that so it's a disaster, it's a catastrophe, it's something coming to light at the full moon that you're like, oh my God, but these things have to happen. These things, we have to rip the bandages off the wounds for it to heal. We have to, whatever has to blow up for you to escape this situation. So I'm thinking maybe it hasn't been enough to be inspired, or maybe it has. But this full moon is definitely going to bring about a really big, much needed change and shaking and changing of the way things are right now. And it's something that, like I said, you've been feeling not so great. People are looking at you like you're kind of maybe, it may be congruent with what you're doing and may not be. You've been putting so much into something, waiting to get a return on it. But you're not, and you want to escape from something. So you do need to be free of this. And to be free of this, sometimes it takes a little bit of pain and a little bit of maybe tragedy or maybe something dramatic. And this could also be relative, Gemini. So it looks super bad, but it might not be as bad as you even think it is. Maybe losing a relationship, losing a situation, losing a job, losing a family member. Maybe these things feel really harsh in the moment, but ultimately it leads to something better for you. Because if you ultimately can go towards things that are great for you, then I would rather you go through this and go through what you need to go through to get to it. Because the outcome, like the further future, is something that was more meant for you, is something that's more earned, okay? So make the best of this, and you absolutely can. You have both the King and the Queen of Swords in the same reading. So that tells me that I think you should be using your logic and your intuition and your really great spirit, Gemini. Geminis are really, really sweet spirits and really happy. So if you haven't been like that and you haven't been sparkly lately, that's a major sign. So I'm hoping that this change brings you back to your former glories so that you're not this, this shut out personality, because that's just not Gemini at all. Okay? So make the best of this and let me know how it goes this full moon. Let me know what kind of comes to pass. And I wish you the very best of luck. Thanks for watching, Geminis. Bye.